everyone. So I've already started with my foundation. So I'm starting by priming my eyelids with my e.l.f. Lid primer, and this is just the original shade. And I'm also setting them with a translucent powder just so the shadows blend easier. I'll be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and I'm taking the orange shade in Leadwin kind of as my transition shade. That way everything else comes together a lot smoothly. I'll also be taking that reddish tone dark brown in that little trio, and that's going to be going straight onto the crease, and that's just going to deepen the crease. I'm really trying to go for a nice chocolatey, oh my goodness, chocolatey and just warm tone transition. I'm not bringing any of those colors onto the lid because we will be adding some cream shadows and some pigments onto the lid. So we're just going to keep on blending that. Blend, blend, blend. And then I'm also going to go ahead and take that same brush that I used before and with no additional product, and I'm just going to blend those two colors together. What I'll be doing next is I'm going to be taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Iced Mocha, which is a kind of bronzy shade, is a cool tone bronze eyeshadow, and I'm going to be using that as a base to add my pigment on. And this is a beautiful shade. I definitely recommend setting these cream shadow sticks with a powder. And I'm going to be taking the MAC pigment and Pretty It Up, which is literally the same exact color as that NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, but this is just going to set it and add a little bit of extra glam to the look. I absolutely love this pigment. I actually got it in a holiday gift set, so you may be able to find it or you may not. Again, that's the MAC pigment and Pretty It Up. And I also took some Fix Plus and I sprayed my brush just so I can get a bit deeper pigment to it and so it can adhere a little bit better to the cream product that I applied. So that's what I did to make sure that everything kind of sets. Now I'm also going to be taking that more darker color next to that reddish tone, and I'm going to be taking a smaller, more tapered blending brush and kind of pushing that onto the crease. I do like to do this part with my eye open so I can really get in there, and what I'm doing is just kind of holding the brush downwards, and that's going to help blend the pigment with the transition shade, so there's kind of like no harsh line in between. I want everything to blend pretty seamlessly, so that's what I'm doing now. Next, I'm taking the black eyeshadow from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just going to go ahead and give a little bit more definition to that outer corner. And then, as you can see, I'm kind of tilting my brush to the side to kind of like blend it a little bit more, and I'm taking that tapered blending brush once again with no additional product to go ahead and further blend out that black eyeshadow. I kind of was winging this entire look. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I really was just kind of winging it. I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I only used the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette along with that MAC pigment, and I also used my face highlighter as like highlight shades for everything, but for the most part I kept it pretty simple. This is a really easy look to do, and I'm going again with that first blending brush I used, again with no additional product. I'm just using that same color that was on there to blend everything. Now I'm putting on my lashes. These are the Eyelure volumizing lashes. I did have to trim them because Eyelure lashes are always extremely long. And I actually wanted to try out the lash glue that came with it because I always neglect those, and for the most part did a pretty good job. They dried a lot quicker than the Duo lash glue I use does, so I'm just applying those lashes. I did already add mascara before that, and I used the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara in the shade Black. She only does black mascaras, unless you get like her holiday collection. She sometimes does brown. But I didn't want to do any eyeliner just because I felt that the look was already dramatic enough, and the lashes really did like amp it up a little bit. So I felt that I didn't really need eyeliner to begin with, but I did add a really, really thin line of liquid liner just to kind of hide the band of the lashes, not necessarily to give it any extra definition or wing or anything. And now I'm kind of cleaning up any fallout or sharpening up that edge with some concealer and going pretty much just touching everything up. I did have this foundation on since this morning and I didn't feel like taking it all off and reapplying just to film. So that's what I'm doing now, and I'm also adding the Tarte The Sculptor in Park Avenue Princess, and I'm just using that to slightly contour my face. I'm not a huge fan of contouring, not because I don't like it, it's just, for me, I feel it's just an extra step. So I don't do it often. I really only do it for occasions like this or really glamorous looks. So I'm just taking my Real Technique Expert face brush to kind of blend that concealer in. I'm pretty much just using patting motion. I did have powder on earlier, but like I said, I've had it on since this morning. It's now later in the evening, so that powder is pretty much non-existent, and I will be setting my face with a spray later, so that will kind of mesh everything. So now I'm just kind of blending out that Tarte Sculptor pencil. Sorry that the lighting keeps changing. I just got my vanity lights back, so I'm really just kind of playing around with the lighting. This is the first video I filmed in this new house that I'm in, and also with these lights and the new setup, so kind of just playing with it. I'm taking my Bobbi Brown Skin Weightless Finish Foundation Powder, and this is in the shade Warm Ivory. I use this to set under my eyes as well as to set the rest of my face. It is a powder foundation, so it is going to give you a little bit more extra coverage. I didn't do any bronzer, but I did use this Jordana Sunlit Bronze shade blush. It's a beautiful mauve pink, and it kind of doubles up as a bronzer, so I don't do both. Now I'm taking my Becca Moonstone highlighter, and I'm just highlighting my face with that, and I'm taking my NYX Matte Finishing Spray to set everything in place. I'm not using a lip liner. I'm going straight from the bullet because these lipsticks are amazing and do not move, and this is the Bobbi Brown lip color in Pale Mauve. And that completes the look for you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you next time.